Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. Really excited for today's video. So it's Saturday, and Saturdays I do Cellar Saturday, where I drink something from my stash. And I'm really excited for this one. I'm excited. Maybe a little nervous, but mostly excited. 2013, so it's 11 years old at time of review. I used to love the base of this beer. Evil Twins was Even More Jesus, and this one, I mean, I always got excited when we got it, and then they did these like barrel aged versions. There was like a maple bourbon one, I think. I think there were some other like really fun ones, but anyway, this is one of those ones I think I got 2 bottles, and I think I drank the first one probably before I even had this channel. And it's one of those things where like I didn't want to drink it because then it's gone, you know. I'm curious. I mean, is it still good or not? So yeah, Evil Twin Brewing, Imperial Biscotti Break, bourbon barrel aged, 11.5% ABV, Imperial Stout brewed with my favorite stuff, natural flavors, and aged in bourbon barrels. Italy has a certain je ne sais quoi, fab food, culture, highly decadent history of art and cool countryside. Some might argue the people are loud and flamboyant. They steal our women. The soccer players melodramatically flop on the pitch. Listen, that's all part of the secret Italian ingredient. Keep it cool, confident, arrogant, and extravagant. Forza Italia. I have been fortunate enough to travel pretty extensively. I think I'm in the low 30s for different countries I've been to. Italy is an amazing country, to be fair. I know they're like tongue-in-cheek with what they're saying. Amazing food, beautiful country, countryside, architecture, artwork, like for sure. Love Italy. And yeah, this was one of the ones that was brewed at Westbrook, which is, I'm pretty sure, because I think some of the variants I've had were properly brewed in England, or no, not England, somewhere in Europe. But anyway, that's not what this review's about. I think that's everything. Yeah, 11 years old. 11 years old. Actually, I probably gotta get the bigger guy out for this. Yeah, I was wondering. This is so old that when I first waxed some beers I wanted to age, this is how ignorant I was. That's why I made a video of it a while back of how to wax seal your beer bottles. I used a candle. I used an unscented candle. I was smart enough to use like an unscented one. And then I was like, oh, this is kind of weird. And then I realized there's special bottling wax. And it looks like I didn't do the best job of getting rid of the old candle wax before redoing it with proper bottle wax. So I think I got all that stuff off where it's not going to fall into the glass. Yeah, I feel pretty confident about that. All right, so it's got good carbonation and all that, so that bodes well. For the beer, what's the cap look like? Just a boring cap. Yeah, so a little bit ahead. So there's carbonation. I mean, that beer is black. That's some motor oil looking beer. Probably about a quarter finger ahead. Not even worth the effort to lift my finger up to see. Dark mocha. Not super compact bubbles. It's at this point, it's basically just stick in the side glass. The center has a little bit of a film, but it's mostly liquid that you can see, not bubbles. But yeah, that is a big looking stout. Let's get into the aroma. It smells like a sweet stout. It's got like sweet chocolate, super slight roast to it, caramel. I wouldn't say it is super aromatic. I wouldn't say it smells like biscotti specifically. Get some oak. I don't get bourbon, but I do get oak specifically. Okay. Maybe it's me. I'm starting to get a little bit more aroma, a little easier. That last, like... several whiffs I took, actually big caramel, pretty good vanilla from the barrel aging, pretty good. It does smell good. Even though I'm getting more of it now, it's not the most aromatic beer at this point. But again, it's 11 years old. I don't know. I'm really excited to try this. I should probably, if I was a better beer review, I'd keep smelling and talking about that more. But I just really want to try this beer. So I'm going to be my typical mid-level beer reviewer. Cheers, everyone. Okay, it's not a drain pour, but it is definitely way past its prime. There is some carbonation, but it's pretty flat. Like the aroma, I get a really nice chocolate thing. I get oak, that caramel thing's coming through. A little bit of vanilla's coming through. I do actually taste a little bit of bourbon. Little bit. Little bit. Real little bit. Hides the alcohol well. Like, I don't taste this being double digit. Like the aroma, I wouldn't say it tastes like Biscotti. Like, it didn't smell like Biscotti. It doesn't taste like Biscotti. Little bit of a fruit thing. It doesn't go full on jammy, but it's in that realm of like berries, like generic berries. This is a good one. It's just kind of an interesting beer. And again, like, it's not a drain pour. It's not like awful or anything, but it's clearly not as good as it used to be. Like that is crystal clear. Like, both of these things can seem like opposites. Perhaps. I hope it's not coming across that way, but let me try to explain better. This is one of those things where two things that sound like they can't be true are both true, you know? It's not a drain pour. It's actually got some really good flavors, but also it is clearly not the beer it used to be. But it is fun. The chocolate is compounding in a really nice way. That one was that sip was almost brownie batter, which I love in a stout, and I haven't been getting it a lot lately. Now I think about it, actually, a lot of the flavors are getting like it's like compounding interest. It's like building each sip. More caramel. I wouldn't say more bourbon, but more caramel that sip. More chocolate that sip. The oak and the vanilla and the bourbon have not gotten more. Those are still pretty low, but there. And yeah, no Biscotti at all. I'm gonna do one more sip. This is fun. I hope this is fun to watch. This is like me living this experience is super fun. So I hope it's coming across. Before I talk about the sip, interesting thing on that sip is I smelled it a little bit, and I actually got a little bit of this Biscotti nuttiness. Like, if you have Biscotti that has nuts in it, obviously. Almost like an almond thing. So, like, finally a trace of that. And I think that's why on the palate, interestingly, less almondy, almost a little bit more peanut buttery. Especially in the finish, which is interesting. I know I said I was just gonna do one more sip, but like, that was such a cool, fun, and actually really tasty sip. I'm gonna do one more on camera, at least one more. It's pretty thin. Which is, for how it looks, because it's so dark, but you know, I mean, there's not a lot of viscosity to it. I mean, it's some nice legs, actually. Very clear legs, a little bit of lacing. But like, it's not motor oil. It's not, those legs are clear, you know, like, it doesn't have that viscosity that's kind of nice that more and more breweries are doing with these stouts. I know this is 11 years old, but, and brewed 11 years ago, you know, I'm not talking about the age of this beer in terms of me aging it. I mean, like, the time when this beer was made, those super viscous stouts didn't exist. Not that every stout needs to be that way, but like, this is thin. I think even going like retroactively, this seems like a little thin for that time period. But yeah, except for the barrel aging stuff, the flavors that are there are flavors I like, and they do keep intensifying on each sip, which is nice. So to reiterate and repeat myself, definitely not a drain pour, but clearly not the beer this used to be. Going into this, I was more curious and I was excited, but a little nervous too. So like nothing to be nervous about, which is nice. But also like not as good as it used to be. So is it a disappointment? I don't know. I'm the one who just couldn't say this is the last one I'm ever going to have of this beer. But clearly I should have had this a good probably like at least 5 years ago, right? So for the people who are anti-aging beer, you win this round, okay? What are you guys' thoughts? Have you ever had this beer? Do you remember this beer? Is Evil Twin still a brewery? I don't see their stuff at all by me. I never see them on tap lists. I don't see them when I'm at the beer store. Do you see them? Great beer back in the day. I'm not hating on them. I don't see their stuff. Do you see their stuff? Anything, everything? Comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, whatever that is, don't fall into the beer. Cheers, everyone.